Chris, it is a pleasure to talk to you about this beautiful film. Thank you for that. Let me start by saying this is your second film. In theory, we can say Mexican, right? Because of the strong cultural component that the film has, or at least in terms of where the story is located. Although it explores so many universal themes, and that's the fascinating thing about cinema. So, was it a coincidence? I would like to know how it happened for a person that has traveled the world and has lived in many places.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd like to, I guess, as you put it, I've had my upbringing kind of around the world. And in a way, I was often the immigrant in a place. So probably in that sense, identified with or saw through the divisions, I think, that a lot of us see through. I don't tend to see anybody as anything other than a person, or at least I try to.
Mhm.
And to me, I think that need to find the humanity, that need to break through any kind of stereotype, or to get deeper, and to let all my characters be complicated and human, and even my villains to let them be complicated and human. It's just something I'm interested in general in my work. And in the case of the Mexican context in particular, my first movie actually, to me, it was a love poem about New York, and it happened to be embodying a bunch of complicated stuff, but it was triggered by an experience I had with a undocumented Mexican kid in New York, and so that was that way. But that movie ended up getting me to work with Eugenio Derbez, who was in that movie. And that, as the producer of that movie, ended up becoming his business partner.
Uh-huh.
They're partners now in the Tripa Studios, and they then sent this project back to me to do Radical. They'd found the magazine article that the story was based on. So, and as soon as they did, I'm like, I didn't really even need to read it, to be honest. I was like, get the band back together. Are you kidding? Let's go. I'm in.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for that. You were mentioning the villains of the film. This film specific does not have like a physical antagonist or a tangent villain, except maybe for the boys who represent the violence in the town. So that is the conflict, or the bad guy per se are the circumstances. So
That's right.
does this present as a challenge for you to push the story forward?
It's about the most difficult thing you can do. I mean, rule number one is have a specific, concrete antagonist.
Mhm.
And I absolutely thought that the specific, concrete antagonist was the circumstances, which is a non-specific thing, because
Uh-huh.
there are so many things. So the job of actually creating the movie, of crafting those circumstances, building a world that was itself holding them back, building a world that was itself without possibility, without opportunity, without hope of desviando, no? Like that was going to be the challenge, and embodying that with antagonism was the work, and I'm really pleased that you saw that, because that was the intent.
Yeah, that was awesome. Working with children present itself as a challenge. But speaking, I had the chance to talk to Eugenio, and he told me how much he learned from them. So, was your experience alike with these wonderful children, many of whom had no experience in front of the camera? What did you learn from them?
Well, as this is the first movie I've really made since being a father, and I think the thing that I learned most deeply was watching the story that we were telling of this radical change in education coming about because a teacher decides to value the kids as independent thinkers, removing his own authority. Hey, let's learn this together. What do you think? I don't know. What do you think? And watching them discover their own inherent value. These kids in the movie, despite these incredible performances, they were not professional actors. They were not actors. They were real people. And watching them discover their own inherent value as actors, working with mega star Eugenio Derbez, life imitating art, imitating life, was incredible. It was the experience of a lifetime.
Well, Mr. Zalla, thank you so much for giving me this 5 minutes to talk about this film. It is a wonderful film, beautiful message, and the kids were wonderful. So thank you, and looking forward for your next project. Gracias, gracias desde Puerto Rico. Un fuerte abrazo. Mil
Ah,
gracias.
de nada. Muchas gracias a usted.